Ladies and gentlemen, hey, kamati za roho chafu wamejaa. Somebody saying at the board meeting. Yeah? Hey. Identity Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching me from. This is Uncle Chile and this is Identity Fridays. A show that you don't want to miss for any reason whatsoever. Your major role is to share the live. Your major role is to like, and if you can, talk to us through the comments. Also, if you're on TikTok, you can request to be in as a guest. This is going to be an amazing show. All right, so yes, remember to tell a friend that we are here and we are coming in handy to make sure that you get the information you need. My people on YouTube, if you can hear me loud and clear, kindly notify me through a thumbs up so that we start this. Of course, I know my people on TikTok, the sound is clear as crazy. Fundi wa mitambo wamesema we can start this on a higher note. Tonight we are talking about victimhood mentality. Most of us are victims. You play victims everywhere. You play victims in church, you play victim in school, you play victim at workplaces, in relationships. Why? Why? Have you ever found yourself just trying to talk bad on somebody's platform? Possibly responding to a video and you talk bad, you just want to be heard. You just want that validation. Have you ever tried that? Yes. So welcome on board for this another Friday. It's always exciting to be here on Friday to share my thoughts about spiritual aspects of life. This is a platform that helps you overcome anger, overcome doubt, and at least today we're going to help you overcome the victimhood mentality that most of us have suffered from all through. And it's a horrible way of living. But we just can't find a way of coming out of it. So tonight, this is what we're going to discuss. Bring the conversation on board. So thank you so much, all of you, for joining in. I know you would have been somewhere taking two for the road, but you decided, you know what, Dr. Lewis, in terms of Uncle Chile, is here trying to spread his gospel. I'll be there to listen in and get some few nuggets of wisdom in terms of identity. I feel depressed. He reminds me that I am not depressed. I've been convinced by somebody that I'm depressed. And now I sit back for about 2 hours to just listen to him ranting and trying to knock sense into my head. And that's what we do here. Now, no feelings here, no emotions here. Do not bring the conversations about health here. You know we have another platform called Health and Wellness Spot. You can join that platform and ask those questions that are health related there. This is a spiritual platform, and we try as much as possible to incorporate the spiritual aspect of life with the mental, and therefore the physical adapts to that. So thank you so much for joining in. As you join in, remember, Sherehe Sheria. Tell us where you're watching us from so that we can actually shout out to people in your area code. All right? Identity Fridays it is. I told you. If you don't believe me, you stay present and let me work this out. Okay? This is going to become one of the largest platforms you've ever come across. It's going to become, inshallah. Sasha from Minnesota, welcome on board. Baby love, I see you. Thank you for being of immense support. UK, I saw you sending us some gifts earlier on. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate. Ray love, I see you. Good vibes of positive thinking. Yes, this is a platform where we encourage and we talk to you positivity. We don't want you to play a victim all the time, okay? So we are here to make sure that you are reminded that you are born complete and you will forever be complete. You are free. You've been free all along. It's just that your enemy is yourself. There's nothing that is stopping you, and if there's anything stopping you from doing or achieving anything, it's you. You are away. All right? Watching from Eldoret, that is Arabet. Amazing. Nyaranga, on my way from work, heading to Kamulu. Uko kuna shamba tukuje. Flomina from Canada, I see you. AJ Barre, are you related to Reality Boris? No, I am not. I don't know who that is. Or possibly I am. I don't know. Maybe I should ask my father. Did you? Yeah, you know, the only one who knows here is my father now. Sumryuki. This is Thickard Road, Kenya. Is it Thickard or Thika Road? Sue, tell us, is it Thika Road or somewhere? All right. Love from Munich. That is Ray Love. Thank you so much, brother or sister. M sibling seated back and waiting to receive positive vibes from Nairobi City. Amazing. Talking of Nairobi City. Talking of Nairobi City. Did you guys just see that the Freemasons temple was unable to pay land rates? Did you see that? So that now we are confused. We don't know if we should join the Freemasons to make money, or hey, even Satan is now becoming 𝗕𝗘𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧. Did you witness that? That this past week, actually this week, right? That the Freemasons temple is sitting on a land that they cannot pay land rates amounting to about, I think, a lot of money. I think, was it 1.5 something? And these guys are unable to pay this. I don't know if those are just gimmicks of politics or something. Somebody tell us, if you've been there in the Freemasons temple, please tell us something. We need those Identity Fridays on Identity Fridays. Yeah? Leave fit, Uncle Chile, the devil within. Fridays watching from Sioki. Leo ni ile siku ya mapangale, brother. Say no more. Say no. Je, Upande is in the building. I see you. I see. Who else is here? Ati Ibilisi amesota. Hey, Marylin's from Kakamega. Hey, people in Nairobi are celebrating. You know what? Hey, now Christians are like, hey, Bwana ameinuliwa mtazame uta. Yeah. I was expecting to see people with horns coming in from that temple, and hey, with red things and these long canines just ready to devour on human flesh. I didn't see anything. We was all the wrong idea of the devil. And the devil has some horns. He's a crazy looking guy with hey. If somebody told you to draw the devil, watching from Thika Road, amazing. Sue, karibu sana. Somebody told you to draw the picture of the devil, you will draw the worst looking picture. You wouldn't even draw yourself. When we all now know, because now we are aware, we know 99.9% of human beings on this side of heaven are evil. They would admit to it, but they are evil. Look at how men are turning women into sluts. So men are making women sluts every single day. Today is Friday. Look at the sales of P2s and the sales of Viagra this weekend. Look at the sales of P2 on Monday or on Sunday evening. People are so afraid of a pregnancy than they are afraid of HIV. Sheria, right? So today everybody is partying. Tomorrow everybody is depressed. Looking for distributors to supply our products to Nairobi DM. Hey, Morningstar. You just decided to bring business here. So you found a platform to actually market products. Which products? Saizi tuko kwa mchango, tunataka tuchangie the temple of Freemasons. They must pay. I mean, it's a spiritual battle. What's good and what's evil? Let's be kind. I've also seen, this week there was a lot of stories. Anyway, we will talk about these stories. Today, there was a sent to me and I just went to that page to just see that post. There's this guy who is called Frank Jimmit. And this guy said, I don't date women with children. So, this guy has made 2 women sluts. He has made 2 women mothers. Okay? He still makes more women sluts at this moment in time. At some point, people were suspecting maybe he's from the umbrella. Because, this guy with piercings on the mouth goes to the salon and makes his dreads a whole 3 hours. This guy puts on some tight pants and stuff. This guy must be from the umbrella. And this guy comes out and says, you know what? I don't date women with babies. But you made 2 baby mamas, right? You made 2 women pregnant, you gave them children, and you ran away. Because you are dick driven. Because your intention is an ejaculation. You want to poke an ejaculation in every hole and then run away and hopefully get another one who is not the one that you made a mother, right? That's what is happening. The world is becoming so evil by day. So tonight, it's going to be hard, it's going to be tough. If you're here, just tighten your seatbelt. Don't bring your emotions here, because this is a place where we will melt those emotions without fear of contradiction and doubt. On YouTube, I see people joining in. This is amazing. I see Ndembe the Queen. I see Safi from Uganda. Agambachi, Safi. I see Anne Masharia, Nelly Kiama, Eddie Owidi, Jen Muendo, Kennedy Kipto, Kipkemoy. I see Penina, Daniel Lichuma, Joab Oboge, Ludo Mudobi. Amazing, what a name. Sarah Natongo, Fi Charagu, Louis Muridi. Who else is here? I see Daniel Jeru. I see Salome Washira. Miss Goodman. Kampala is in the building. Hey, somebody from Nakuru. Salome Washira. It's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Rai Alfredo. Nyambura Rose. Happiness Adams from Mombasa. Nyali. Hey, gated community. Nyali. Must have some shigide. You know, in Nyali, even if you're living in the servants' quarters. Hey. Wewe uko na kakitu. Tuned in from Kapseret. This is Edwin Cheplale, Lillian Ayako, hello. Margaret Karumba. Hey, you people are amazing. An amazing audience. Somebody KLM from Kericho, welcome on board. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into it. It's a whole heavy discussion that we need to actually do it here. If you're on YouTube, consider liking the live to share it with other people. Also, you can actually subscribe to the channel. It's a new channel that is coming up so fast. Kindly just press that subscription button and let's keep growing. Mohammed Wario from Juba is in the building. Somebody from Kisumu. I am Lishan. Zedikas from Muranga. Muranga wapi? Keriaine? Don't ask me how I knew Keriaine. There's a story for Keriaine. Keriaine? Hey. So victimhood. Why are we talking about victimhood? Captain is in the building. Why are we talking about victimhood tonight? Now, tonight is a topic for Uncle Chile. It's not a topic for Dr. Lewis. It's an Uncle Chile. Please reserve it to Identity Fridays. If you've been my follower for quite some time, you already understand how we do it. On Monday is all health and wellness sport, basically health content. On Fridays, we clear the week and we finish the week on a high note about Identity Friday. So already, you're here. So why are you a victim? Why do you constantly play a victim? And I'll give you examples of how we play victims, specifically in a relationship. We are always running away from accountability. And I'll tell you this, the moment you popped out of that womb and you came on this surface of heaven, this side of heaven that was perfectly designed, conditioning started. You were told, you know what, you are Kikuyu, and most importantly, you must know you have to fight for Kikuyus. You are Borana, you have to fight for Boranas. Oh, Utikas is here. Amazing, Utikas. How are you, brother? So you must fight for Kikuyu, you must fight for Borana, or whatever tribe it is that you're in. And you've been conditioned to think, actually this happens with most people. You've been conditioned to think that your problems are because those people. I am because you are. I am poor because you are rich. And you should see how you behave around rich people if you are from an average background. You should see how children from the ghettos are constantly hating children from these uptowns. Children from Kibera, Madare, and all these places are constantly hating children from Karen, children from Lavington. Why? Because they are thinking that these are the reasons why we are poor. These are the reasons why poverty is actually attacking us. A victim. Oh, I was there. I used to hate people who are rich. I was thinking, what can you tell me? You come from a rich background. You know, I've struggled. Have you ever slept hungry? You cannot tell me anything because you have not lived this life. How is it a problem of a rich child that you are poor? How? Look at it widely and just imagine that you hate on somebody because you hate on somebody's son because his father is rich. How is that his problem? He didn't apply to be born in a rich family. You didn't apply to be born in a poor family. Something went wrong somewhere and it has to be fixed, and it has to be fixed by you. But look at you. You are conditioned to think the reason why we are living in the ghetto is because the rich are actually pushing us here. They are the reasons why we are suffering. Yet the rich on the other side, they are trying to find solutions to your suffering. That's why they are employing you. They are building industries to make sure that you have a job so that you can actually provide for the 13 children that you have, constantly ejaculating when you know you're not going to take the responsibility. Because one man broke your heart, and then you say all men are the same. Yes, that men are dogs. By the way, this is a very good example. You will see masculinity coaches and femininity coaches and these women who are actually trying to empower women, telling you, oh, you know what? Date as many men as you want, hurt them because you are hurt by one man. Keep playing the victim. So you give access to the sex. You give access to the womb. You are given a pregnancy. You carry a child to term, and then you decide, you know what, I'm going to hate men because one man made me pregnant. I was, after all I did for him. Yeah, after all I did for him. Now you want every man to come in and bear the burden of your problems. You want the new man to come in and actually just massage your ego and tell you, you know what, I got you, baby. Nobody got you, you got yourself. And you must work on that. But the more you portray the victim mindset, the more you attract the victim mindset. Oh, you come out on the internet with the victim mindset, you'll attract a guy who is also a victim. Victim, trying to play a victim all through. He's just saying, you know what, babe, one day tutaomoka. You know, I am this way because I've not found employment. You know, I've been working with this letter every single day, but I'm not being employed because I am Luo. And the offices are full of Kalenjins. Now because of Ruto, they are all Kalenjins in these offices. So therefore me as Luhya, I can't get a job because I am Luhya. You think you didn't get a job because you're Luhya? No. And I know you will come and tell me, oh, you know what, there's a lot of tribalism. Tribalism is another mindset that actually brings you out as a victim person. That's a victimhood mindset. You can trust me, all the Luhyas understand this. They have a speaker. They have a prime minister in terms of Mudavadi. They have a speaker in terms of Wetangula. But what has these people done to them? Luhyas are still there, languishing in poverty. Now people from Murima have sided with now the major victim who is trying to condition them. Oh, you know what, our son of the soil, the truthful man. Yet the truthful man is actually playing a victim. And when he plays a victim, because you have been a victim all your life, you are aligning to that because it relates to you, right? So it's not like he's different, no. It's not like he's different. It's just that he has played your card. And now you're associating with him. Now you're clapping with him and saying, we must kick out that killer. We must kick out that one who is abducting our children. We must do this to that one, the other ones, because we are this way because those ones are that way. Eh? Kikuyus are suffering because Kalenjins are now in power. Eh? Hey, no, you know, Murima has to be touched, because when you just mentioned that, you're telling us you're a victim. That you know what, Murima is very sensitive and nothing can happen. Trust me, here we will whip that Murima until it melts. This is a volcano, leave alone that Murima. This is a volcano, my friend. No Murima can stop us. We are going to bring down that Murima. Oh, son of the truth. My friend, I told you last session that every time you become emotional, every time you vote emotionally, the more emotional you are, the more they will survive. The more emotional you are as a voter, as a citizen, the more they will survive. The more that class that you're calling, oh, the deep state, oh, the political class. There's no classes. There are no classes here. We're just human beings and we are classified into either good or evil. 99% of us are evil. If you were given a chance to be a leader of this country, you will do nothing better. Go into the offices of our Prime Minister, you will see Maragoli is there. All Maragoli is employed there. But you will still find Maragolis in Vihiga County still complaining they don't have employment, right? Because they all want to fit in that office. They don't want to do anything. They have to carry these calculators everywhere, playing victims all through. Carrying calculators to yours, go and get employed. So you went to school to just come and tell us that you can work well under pressure. So you went to school to just tell us the only thing you can do now, the only creative thing you have is to write a CV and put it in a khaki basha and go to it to Musalia Mudavadi to give you an office work. Where did the men go to? Where do people who create go to? Where are creatives? Where are those people who can actually create employment? And now skills are just making people who actually want to be employed. So we are training people to be employees. And people who are always victimized easily, controlled emotionally, they can't be stable. They can't. Hey, listen to this. You resemble my ex. Hey, a glass of water to that. Imagine In this life, you don't have an ex. Let me help you to overcome that. You don't have yesterday. So I don't resemble your ex. No, I'm just in your present. You just didn't know. All right? So move on. Move on. Because when you're thinking about your ex, how did he become your ex? Did you have a role to play in that? Were you a victim? And your ex hurt you so badly? And then you come on this platform and you find the one who resembles your ex, and again, he's going to hurt you because of the truth? Anyway, let me give you examples of victimhood so that you can actually relate. Yeah? The other day, I was watching a video from this guy who is actually all over the world trying to tell African stories. He's called 𝗦𝗨𝗙𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗛𝗡. I know most of you know him. The guy from Ghana who quit his education to just go and be a YouTuber. And came in and married a Kenyan girl who traded for the wrong reasons. So this guy is called 𝗦𝗨𝗙𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗛. Now 𝗦𝗨𝗙𝗪 is the only African man who has visited a city or a country within a country in Africa, specifically South Africa. There is a country within South Africa that is called 𝗦𝗨𝗪. All right, so if you can go to his platform and just watch that video, you'll see. So there's a country within South Africa, it's called 𝗦𝗨𝗪. So people who inhabit that country, they are called 𝗦𝗨nians. Okay, they are natively Afrikaans, the Dutch. So this country is a country for only whites. No black man is allowed in that country. I want you to think about that. Like, this is Africa, South Africa to be specific, the land of Shaka Zulu, the Ngosa, you know those people. South Africa. So in South Africa, we have another mini country that is called 𝗦𝗨𝗪. And people who inhabit this country are strictly white people, the Afrikaans. Somebody saying it's not a country. It is a country, actually. They're actually pushing to become a country, and they will become a country as you just watch them. So these guys, they've decided to preserve their culture, and they've said, we don't want Africans here. We don't want Africans here. We want only whites here, and these whites have to be Afrikaans. And this guy says, one of the inhabitants there says, we came here, our great-grandparents or our roots are 600 years ago. So I have no home than Africa. However, in Africa, I've decided to make a place where no African can come in, and our great-grandfathers bought this land, and we decided we will secure this land and it will become our own country. So listen to this. This is where it gets interesting. These guys, one, they have their own currency. I don't know what the name was. I don't remember the name. Was it Oren or Rani or something? That's just a name for currency. And one, let's call that 𝗦𝗨𝗪. One 𝗦𝗨𝗪 is equivalent to 1 rand, South African rand. Okay? So they have their own flag, they have their own currency, they have hospitals in there with ambulances that are totally equipped. They even have helipads, so that if there's a patient there who has a problem like is very critical, he can be flown all the way to Cape Town for treatment. They have 2 schools now and a college. And guess what that college is teaching? It's teaching masonry, it's teaching plumbing and electricity. Stories about electricity and electricians. Practical stuff. Nothing like, locusts. To go study the shape of it. No. They are teaching practical skills that most of us don't even know. We have to call a plumber to come and fix piping. We have to call an electrician to fix our bulbs. We have to call a mason to build a house for us. But these guys are teaching these things. They're teaching even carpentry, so that they become so self-sufficient to build that nation. But the only rule is no African is allowed in this place. And this guy was saying, at least now our children can actually leave a bicycle here and they will come back and find that bicycle there. They don't have to worry about theft anymore. To a very average person, they're thinking, so you're calling Africans thieves. So you're calling black people thieves. But I want you to see, in the US, the high rates of crime are in the black communities. Blacks come into a place and they turn it into a ghetto. That is so well documented. It's actually known. Blacks are so much involved in drugs and all these crazy things, guns and all that. So they have to be regulated by law. And they are so resistant to the law. So we are not saying that those blacks are the same blacks who are here. But remember, they come from us. Anyway, let's continue. So Iranians have all these things. They are self-sufficient. And most importantly, they have farmers. They have big farms that produce wheat, that produce corn, and they rotate their crops. Every year they have 2 planting seasons and they rotate their crops. These guys have their own petrol stations. They have a solar system that is supplying the entire place with electricity. Look at that. These guys don't rely on any government aid. Not at all. If any case, they applied to the government of South Africa and told them, we are a municipality and we would like to have our own bylaws. But most importantly, these guys have their own governance. They have their own members of parliament, if they have a parliament. There's no parliament there, though. There's just governors. And these guys are paid nothing. Okay, so you're actually appointed by the people according to how responsible you are. You're put in a position of power, and what do? Your role is to supervise things, no pay. So they make policies, they make these bylaws, and that society is so well organized. At some point I was thinking, are we the problem? In the same South Africa, there's somebody somewhere in what is this ghetto in South Africa? What is the name of the ghetto in South Africa? Like the Kibera of South Africa. It's very famous. How did I forget that name? People from South Africa. What is this ghetto? Soweto. Thank you so much, Cheru. Soweto. There's somebody in Soweto who is still studying parts of a grasshopper. And being conditioned to think that, you know what? The reason why you are not in good schools, the reason why you're languishing in poverty is because of slavery, is because of colonization. The Africans came here and took your resources. And now they have political leaders who are so vocal, but their voice is always aimed at the white man. So therefore, we are where we are because of the white man. In South Africa, we have a big ghetto, the largest ghetto in Africa. And the reason why we have that ghetto is not because we cannot change our mindsets. No, it's because of the Africans that came here. What are they called? The people from Netherlands.
Dutch.
The Dutch. It's because of the Dutch that came here that actually are responsible for our problems. When did the Dutch leave South Africa? When? From the time they left up to now, you want to tell me you still have the mindset of slavery, of colonialism? What have you done all these years? You're not a slave anymore. So what have you done differently? Soweto is still the biggest slum in Africa. Why? Why? Somebody's saying, but still doing what the white man taught you. You see, the white man actually helped you. He was trying to equip you to think. So there is nothing that is holding us from Africans, us Africans, from actually dropping the education system of the West. Look at Kenya, our law system. People still wear the robes, people still wear those hats, with the white kwa kichwa. They still wear those things. And even our speaker still puts on a robe, which is so slavery. I saw PLO saying these things. He said that, you know, these are things that are actually taught by the masters. We still wear them, and then we complain, you know what, our problems are because of the white, but we are still having the education system of the same whites. They are not here anymore. What are we doing to get better? Oh, Africans are the first people to play the victimhood. We are so conditioned to think that, you know what, I am suffering because I am not a Christian. Oh, I am suffering because I am a Christian and Muslims are attacking us. We are being attacked because we are Christians. Oh, we are being attacked because we are Muslims. This is a religious battle. There's nothing like religion in the spiritual aspect of life. There's nothing like religion. It's just what is good and what is evil. Most Christians are, 99.9% of Christians are evil. Traore is making it without them. Very true. And now we are so emotional because all of us have been taught, you know what? We are suffering because the European came in to do this. My friend, as you suffer, you are your worst enemy. Your emotions are your worst enemy. They are going to destroy you. Your victim mindset is going to destroy you. No European is still here enslaving you. You are enslaved in your own mind. You are enslaved in your own mind. And until you start thinking, don't go to school to read and write. Come out and think. How many doctors go to school and come and regurgitate the same things? And then somebody brings you guidelines and you accept the guidelines without even questions. Right? How many farmers have adapted again the Western ways of farming? These guys left us with the land. But our politics did not allow us to actually do anything with this land. The land was being rewarded to those people who actually were loyal to the masters and loyal to the political elites. And now we are complaining, oh, it's because of the whites that I'm suffering. You're not suffering because of the whites. You're suffering because you have a poverty mindset. It has to change. You're not suffering because a man left you or a woman left you. No, you're suffering because you have very poor mindsets. Scarcity mindsets. You can't think. That's why you're attaching yourself to somebody. You're thinking that without this person I cannot make it. You will not make it, of course. What do you expect? You are designed to make it on your own. Why are you pegging your life on somebody? Why? Why? And I've seen it all over. Look at people who are obese. When you call them out, what they do is they play a victim mindset. They are like a victimhood all the time. They're like, why are you body shaming us? You need to accept us the way we are. Nobody needs to accept you the way you are. You came alone. I didn't come with you. Why would I accept you? I am also having my own struggles and trying to fix my identities. Therefore, wake up, do something. You know very well that obesity is a problem in your health. Why are you still obese? Why are you fat? When somebody calls you fat, you're like, you're body shaming me. You are not being body shamed. You're fat, period. Fix it. And you know how to fix it? You just don't want to. Because you've been told, you know what, you have to be accepted the way you are. In our family, we are obese. This is in our genes. Our schools are creating graduates coming out of these schools, but these same graduates are so empty. They are more empty than they went in. Why? Because nowadays a degree is community work. Oh, you should have seen us getting through these medical classes and schools. Ladies coming in with the first time wearing these mini dresses, and on their thighs they have tattoos. Tattoos are basically more Kenya. More Kenya on the thighs, and this is somebody who is actually coming in to change your life for the better. Somebody learns anatomy from 𝗕𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗔𝗓. Hey. So what are we doing? I'm like, hey, don't be a victim, because if totally our political elites were intending to change life, you see, like in Kenya, those of you who are outside the country, in Kenya we've been made to believe that All right. Let me just set up this before. All right. Let me just set up this before I continue. Let me turn on my connections before I continue. The power is a problem here. We shall use this until the lights come back, right? We need actually to find a backup for these things, because I think we will not survive this way. All right. I think people on TikTok will have to graduate to this other side on YouTube. So yes, I was saying that most of us have suffered this because we have been conditioned to think that our only role is to constantly seek employment after school. So you have seen us cramming all through, writing on the seats, writing small pieces of paper called 𝗕𝗃𝗃, and ladies writing on their thighs to simply make a point. It was crazy. I'm telling you, it was so crazy. And looking at it now, I'm starting to understand how doctors become so messed up. And you see, we've decided to make it look like a degree in medicine or pharmacy or even nutrition, just a medical course, is very tough, just because they choose the most educated in high school to come and be representatives in medical schools. So you think it's so tough, and you know, these guys are having 18 units or 20 units per semester. These guys are having no, it's just a course like any other. It's only that you must put in the work. So all the same. So Africans need to wake up, and the earlier we wake up, the better for us. If we don't wake up, we'll keep on complaining that, you know what, we are this because whites are this, we are this because whites are this. That is not how life works. It's not how life operates. I don't know. Is my YouTube still going on? Can you just check it out? All right, amazing. So these are examples of victimhood that most of you have actually gone through, but maybe you just don't know this is you playing a victim, right? Number one, in a relationship, you constantly blame the other party without accountability. All right? If you're in a relationship and you're constantly blaming the other party without accountability, you are a victim. You're playing, you have this victimhood mentality. So every time you're saying, you know what, this relationship did not work because he did this or she did this. I am this because of this. Every time you say those statements, you're actually going to see dust. He's bound to die. Oh, you know what, I'm doing this, but he's not saying it. He is the reason why I'm not doing this. He's not doing this, that's why I'm not doing this. Victim mindset. Most of you are going through that. Number two, constantly guilt tripping. Hey, yeah. This happens all the time. When somebody comes to me, and I've guided and counseled a lot of people, and couples for that matter, and people who have actually gone through a divorce, they're still fighting the anger that came in from the divorce. You will tell these people, you know what, did you have a role to play in this breakup? And the thing that you will hear them saying is, no, I was the good person, and even God knows I was the best in this relationship. I was the best. I did my best. So we are constantly thinking that we are the best and they are the worst. Oh, I did my best. If anybody would date me now, they will know I was the best. This one is the one that actually will regret why he left me. And then you go ahead and say, after everything I've done for him or her, men are so much punished because of that statement. That after everything I've done for her, and then you're simply asked, who told you to do those things to me? Who told you? Who told you to take me to school? Who told you to build my parents a house? Who told you? So you're constantly going from one person to another, trying to spread the mind that, you know what, I was the best person, I was doing what I can do, but they did not even see that, and I hope they regret. And that's the problem, because most of us think that just because you are left by somebody, these people have to experience the worst life so that they can actually recognize that you are the best. Oh, mistake after mistake. Somebody can leave you today and become the best version of themselves tomorrow. Man, a lady can leave you now, and tomorrow this lady becomes the best version of herself. She even marries a billionaire. And you will be in that ghetto for a lifetime if you don't change your mindset. If you constantly blame and play these guilt-tripping games, you will not succeed. Victim mindset. And all of you know what I'm talking about. Another one, exaggerating or fabricating mistreatment. This one is for the ladies. Eh? Let me give you the perfect way to put it. Why are you constantly attacking me even when I try to do the best? Why are you always trying to say that I'm not even when I'm doing my best? Why are you always attacking me? At that moment in time, you are the one who is actually on the wrong, but you don't want to take responsibility, but you keep telling your man, constantly attacking me. Even when I do the best that I can, you will always find the wrongs in me. Eh? What men, you see a man on the road talking to himself and just counting fingers. Let him just do that. These guys go through a lot. You see breaking down beside the road and just crying. Just allow her to cry. Don't even interfere. Most of you people are going through a lot because we have allowed the spirit of evil to live with us. And it's not departing. Don't ever think that the spirit of evil will depart just because you think God has to play an emotional card. Some of you want God to play according to your card. God cannot play that game. No. Just because you are suffering does not mean tomorrow you'll become a better person. You can suffer and you will still suffer all your life. You will. Of course you will suffer all your life. An emotional God. God is a spirit that lives in you and you have to allow it to work with you. That's why I always tell you, overcome those false identities from your parents. Because once you overcome those false identities from your parents, you will see the bigger picture. When you see the bigger picture, you'll follow that diverse aspect of life. Most of you think in a convergent manner. You're always thinking about what is going to be fit for you. You never think about anything else. You're always thinking that the future is always positive. There's no future to begin with. So why are you thinking the future is going to be positive for you? It's a waste of your space. Another one. Every single one of us is constantly trying to seek validation, and they do this by actually using their past. So they're always saying, you know what, my previous relationship hurt me so bad. Why are you me now? The victims. The victims. And if you're there on YouTube, kindly, because on TikTok I'm not on, kindly just share the live so that other people can get it. Most people I know they'll go on Health and Wellness Spot. We are only live on YouTube right now, and that's Uncle Chile. So make sure that you share that so that people can actually get to see this. So allow me to set up this so that I can actually respond to the questions that are being asked in the comment section. So I'll use my phone to be as a backup to my computers, so that I can actually see your questions and respond promptly. Good. Yeah, lost the signal on TikTok. Yes, it's true. The signal on TikTok disappeared because, of course, the internet just decided to misbehave because the lights went off. All right? So when you're constantly using the past hurts, those hurts in the past, as a weapon in your current relationship, you're going to suffer. You will tell your man, you know what, I just want you to take me the way I am. I know I am broken. I know I was hurt, but I am willing to work on myself to be a better person for you. And this man buys the idea. Then you come here, it's a constant reminder of what you went through in your past. Constantly reminding your man or your woman on how you were hurt by the other woman, or how you were left by the other man, on how men have taken advantage of you every single relationship that you've been in. The more you say those things, the more this man distances himself from you. Why? Because they're thinking they're going to bring in a burden that is going to be serious problems. And nobody cares about your problems. You must fix your problems. So as you're coming here, you must come here as a clear substance so that we get to understand that, you know what, you're coming in as a clear person, and I have to come in as a clear person because we are building from zero. Don't have the past is in our memories, and if you don't overcome those thoughts, of course, it's going to take a toll on you. It's just a matter of time. Another one. Constantly seeking sympathy. You as a person, you're always telling the other partner, you never understand. No wonder I do this because you never understand me. Right? You're not supposed to be understood. You're supposed to play your role and go. And one of your major roles is to actually worship God and be submissive to God. Simply serve God in any way possible. If I am serving God by changing people's lives and easing pain from their lives, well done. Serve God and stick to that purpose, because your only purpose on this side of heaven is to serve God and disappear. Okay, so if you're there and you would like to ask a question, simply put that question in the comment section. I'll respond to it, okay? Now, because we can't do the conversations until the lights come back, and I'm hoping they can come back earlier. So you can put the question there. I'll read it and I'll respond to you. And the worst one is when somebody is constantly gaslighting you in a relationship. Have you ever heard of this? That somebody has done a mistake, and when you try to hold them accountable, they say, I can't believe you think I am the problem. I can't believe that you're actually thinking of all the people babe, of all the people, I can't believe you are thinking that I am the problem in this. I am trying to make things work, but you are thinking that I am the problem. I can't believe this. This is so annoying. And you know you've done a mistake. I've seen this, and I've seen this in ladies who have made men to raise children that are not their children. Like, this man has been raising your child and knowing or not knowing that this child is not his or hers. The daughter or the son does not belong to this man. And the ladies know very well that there's a man who gave you the seed, and there's a man who is actually taking care and raising the seed for another man. So a man came in and took responsibility for another man without knowing. And you've kept this secret from him all his life. Now this guy decides, you know what, DNA is now 35,000. Let me just go rush and do a DNA test and see what is going on here. Then this man does a DNA and realizes, you know what, this son, this second born of mine, I've been suspecting all my life that this second born is not mine. Now I have realized that this is not my son. And then he confronts you. When he confronts you, you're quick to say, you know what, you didn't give me attention. Yeah? This might have happened because you didn't give me attention. I was longing for attention when you're out you're just busy with your career and doing all these things out there. So I was serving for your attention, but you didn't listen. I tried to talk to you, but you did not listen. And then now you pull in the gaslighting part and you say, I can't believe you're actually blaming me for this. Man, I would like you to tell me, how do you go around this? So I want you men to actually tell me this. How do you go about such an idea? How do you even fathom it? Like, the first child is yours. The second one is not yours. Or rather, mostly in most marriages, the firstborn is not the one that belongs to this man. So you realize that the first son is not yours, but you realize that later after possibly the third born. So fortunately or unfortunately, this lady came into your life with a pregnancy that you were not aware of. So you took her in, then she gave you the firstborn. Unfortunately, that firstborn is not yours, but you didn't know. And after 1 year or 2 years, bam, you have a secondborn. Now the secondborn is an exact copy of you, and everything is clear. And she invites her friends in to actually cement that, you know what, all these children look like you. You know, all these children, actually the firstborn, you see the ears are just like your ears. And they're like, hey, but but deep within you are trying to think, but this one, I see the jaw kidogo. And there's always a drunkard guy in the village that will actually try to open up your head. Every time, there's that drunkard guy who comes in and tells you, huyu mtoto hata hakai wewe. But you want to shed it off because you know what? You have a second born now that actually looks like you. A third born comes, and then one day, because you're in your den taking two for the road, and your friends now, their signals are going up. This guy decided to slap you hard and tell you, guy, bro, you know, sometimes I pity you. I look at you and I wonder, why are you, do you really think this child is yours? You know, alcohol can actually make people become truthful. So this guy decided to become truthful to you. They ask you, do you think this child is yours? And now it comes to dawn on you the following day after the hangover. Now you decide to prick your child's hair, put it in a glass and run to a DNA center. Shout out to Peter Gumba. Nowadays I see you doing a DNA. Now you take the samples there and then you're told you are not the father. Now you have two. The DNA is positive. These ones are yours. The second born and the third born. But the firstborn is not yours. How do you react to that? Are you going to kick this woman out when you have two with her? Okay, are you going to ignore? You just come back home and look at these children and you're like, I can destroy all these children. I just what do you do as a man? Some of these situations are so hard. And ladies, do not allow the spirit of evil to control you. Be truthful to yourself, not even to the man that you have, to yourself. Because some of these truths are hitting men so hard. And these people that you see are called men. Most of them are males. They are so emotional. They were raised by mothers. So they've been living a lie. And of course we understand, by the time he was attracting you, he was also faking his life. That's why he attracted you, who is an evil woman. So all of you are evil. You might not see it, but the truth is that evil will always attract evil. He settled for you because he attracted who he is. You are an exact replica of his mother. And now you're there. And now all these women, including your mother, are coming in and telling you, oh, you know what, you don't have to do this. You don't have to kick her out because, you know what, everybody makes mistakes. Women are just coming to massage your ego as a man. Do not kick her out. What do you do? What do you do? Now somebody said, you know what? Now when every child pops out, before I even give this child the second name, the surname, this child must pull the air, take a DNA. When the DNA is positive, you are the father. Now we say, oh, this is now Muchile. So we can give you the name Dorcas or the name James before we give you a Muchile. The world has become a serious problem totally. Because this side of heaven was designed to be perfect. But human beings are evil. They've messed up this side of heaven. And now we are struggling every single day with victim mindsets, every single day with identity problems. And every time you see somebody trying to come out hard, forgive them. Allow them to just rant, because you don't know what these people are going through. You are allowed to whip them sometimes to just bring them back to reality a little bit, because you have to show them the direction of light. But most of the times, just allow them to rant. Oh, I have a platform that people rant on this platform every day. But today we just have to allow us to actually operate with these crazy lights here. So I have a platform on Facebook, and every time I put up a post that is not siding with the public, I can easily know that this is going to bring problems. I always know that this post is going to bring problems on Facebook and on other platforms. Most times YouTube is not that problematic, but on Facebook I always know there's a problem that is going to happen. So I put up that post anyway, because I'm not here to get validation from anybody. A good example, today I was sharing a photo that was taken by one of my best, let's say just about the top 3 comedians in Kenya. His name is Wololo. He runs a platform called, I think, Wololo TV. This guy is funny. You look at his videos, you laugh, and you're just like, hey, this guy is going places. Now this guy is evidently obese, and he came out to, I think it was Obina show, and he said, I tried to lose weight, but I was unable to. And then we were like, okay, all right. So what did you decide? I decided to go ahead and just eat everything. We are like, okay, perfect. That is for you. That's okay. You can do whatever you want. As long as it's working for you, well done. This guy has grown so obese. And I think that's because of his identity. Because again, now he has to identify as that guy. Because his character allows him to be that fat. Which is going to take a toll on him with time. But now that's not a problem. So this guy decides to shoot content with, I think, the younger brother or just a young boy. My friend, this young boy, you look at him and you're just looking at a whole, I don't know. This guy, almost 100 kgs, very young boy. I don't think he's even 12 or 15 or so. Whole 100 kgs, and this guy takes a photo with this boy, and then decides to put this photo on the internet. Do you know what he has invited? Trouble. Now, every single comment on that post was not about Wololo. No, it was now about this boy. How fat the boy is, how obese the boy is, how indisciplined the boy is. But when I was going through the comment section, I realized there are people who actually relate to this story, and they are trying to mask the story and becoming very soft with the truth. All in the name of content. Ladies and gentlemen, protect those children with all you have. Stop imposing your identities in children. Stop teaching children the identities of just being addicts to foods. Stop defending that addiction to food and that obesity in children by saying, you know what? This is us. Obesity is in us. It's in our genes. Stop. Obesity is not in genes. No, it's not. Obesity is in the kitchen. Stop feeding children with products and then defending it by saying, you know what? This is in us. Victim mindset. Now you want people to side with you. You want people to start saying, you know what? Oh, by the way, this child is just chubby. Huh? You want now us to start thinking that maybe this child is suffering from a metabolic condition that's actually making him obese. That is not our problem. That is not our road. It's not our path. You put an obese child on the internet, we have to actually come after that child. You think everybody's thinking the way you are thinking. People are evil out here. And they have to come after that child. Because you introduced this child to the internet. Why were you introducing the child to the internet? Did he consent to it? Children don't have a right to consent. So you put out a child on the internet, an obese child. You expect people to actually quote that and tell you, oh, you know, this child is very lean. No. If the child was fit and with a good shape, People will say, hey, this child has actually put in the work. You'll be so proud. Why are you not proud of a fat child when you're told this child is fat? You actually fed the child to where he is, and now you're making this child become a victim by trying to tell him, you know what, nobody should body shame you. You're perfect the way you are. You're not perfect. You must put in the work, because by the time you're thinking that this child, to actually validate him by telling him you are perfect the way you are, it means there's a problem. There is a serious problem. So please do not ever put your children on the internet. Stop seeking validation with your children or through your children. The same children that you're trying to actually succeed through them by pushing them into all these academic institutions that they don't even want to go through. The Oranian should teach you a lesson. Plumbing, masonry, carpentry, electricians, those are not courses that are weak and outdated. They are not courses for those who failed examinations. These are courses that are actually coming to change lives. Practical things, farming. But we believe that farming is for the old people, that now Mwalimu has to teach for all these years, 30 years plus. Now when the teacher is retiring at 60, we are giving them a wheelbarrow plus some jembes to go and start farming at 60. Where are they going to get the energy from? And now farming has become something for the older people. Oranians should teach us a lesson. So when South Africans were being interviewed and they were complaining, you know, those people are racist, I'm looking at it, I'm saying, no, that is a victim mindset. These people are not racist. They were just trying to protect their culture, the same way you're protecting your culture. So just because we live in Africa, are we racist to the whites? Are we? No, we are not. There is also a tribe in America. Is it a tribe or just Africans? There are Africans in America that are products of slaves. You see, when the slaves were working on the farms, the descendants of these guys ran away and disappeared into the bushes. And then they built a community in the bushes. They built a whole society in the bushes of all Africans, ex-slaves. They call themselves that way. No European can enter that land. Why? Because they are saying the spirits of the Africans who were actually drowned in the seas will strike the Europeans. Then they were asked, okay, so what will happen if these Europeans come here? They say death. They will die. We will kill them. But because those ones are saying we will kill the Europeans, and because we have the victim mindset, we will support them, right? Because you know what? The whites were slaves. They made us slaves. No, whites, actually the masters, they made us slaves. So it's okay that they suffer in the hands of the ex-slaves. It's very okay that they suffer in their hands. But here in Africa, we don't want our Africans to suffer in the hands of the whites, because we'll play that victim and all of us will support. Oh, you know what? The whites are very... Why are they still here? Why are whites still here? This is our land. Whose land? You've not bought any land. And yes, you hail from the descendants. Your descendants were slaves. But are you a slave? Are you a slave? Are you a slave? So what is actually holding you back? Yes, your great-grandfather was a slave, but are you a slave? Are you? So how is a white person holding you from being successful? How is the government holding you from being successful? What have you tried that the government actually fought so bad that you never become successful? Because the government actually fought me on this one. I remember back in 2019, 2018, thereabout, I used to sell alcohol. People who come from Donholm, they know the Greenspan Mall. So I had a stall there trying to sell alcohol there. And then I just started this business. It was doing very well because it was during these COVID times and people were enjoying themselves in the house. And then the then President Kenyatta, Uhuru Kenyatta, decided to actually close up all the alcohol joints in malls. You remember that time? And then of course I had to lose that business, but I carried all the stock into the house. There was a guy I was living in called Jerry with in Donholm. So we stocked all this alcohol in the house in Donholm. And now we would call people and supply this alcohol in Masimba, in Buruburu, in all those areas, in Kayole. We take a motorbike and we bring a mzinga to your doorstep. Because now what will you do with all this alcohol here? We have to carry it and bring it to your doorstep. And if you pay us, we will not charge you for delivery. We will bring it to you. As long as we sell this stock here. And that dream died that way. I again went ahead to start a fashion house in Imenti House and NRG Plaza in Nairobi, just below 𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗏𝗓𝗏𝗓𝗏𝗓𝗏𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 just right above me, and I sold those clothes, and I was so much into it, I even forgot I was a doctor at some point. That time I didn't have a job. I'm like, okay, so what do we do? Let's do this. I was there trying to do these things. And then I found somebody who wanted to con me in that business. I sold that business. And then I got a job where I am right now. And look at us now. We're still doing the same things every single day. So if I sat there and said, the government blocked me from selling alcohol, now I can't do anything else, I'll be living in 2019. Do I even have 2019 now? Oh, I have these licenses here. Imagine Uhuru Kenyatta shut down the liquor stores in the malls. Therefore, I have this stock here. I've drunk some of it, and I'm not able to finish it all because it's too much. I have the licenses here. I am a prisoner. I blame Uhuru Kenyatta for closing up these things. Well, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to market my platforms. Health and Wellness Spot on YouTube, a very important channel. Join it. We are on live on 𝗩𝗓𝗙𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗡 on YouTube for Identity Fridays. Very perfect show. So we have a live show on Monday at 8:30 p.m. on Health and Wellness Spot, and a live show on this platform on YouTube called on Friday at 8:30 until late. It's called 𝗩𝗓𝗙𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗡, Identity Fridays. I have merchandise that I'm selling. All these merchandise are present at Imenti House. You can call Brian, and the number to call Brian, let me just put it here: 0701 354 997. 0701 354 997. That is the number to call Brian to order any merchandise, be it t-shirts, be it mugs, be it water bottles or the flasks, be it diaries, be it fermented cabbage, be it sheep tallow, be it activated charcoal, be it roasted and grounded coffee. Make a call to Brian and make your order. You shall be served. So that's the number to use there. And then starting on 24th of this month, 24th or 26th, right? 26th of this month, we will be in Nairobi for a physical consultation. So you can start booking. Actually, I'm glad that we've seen a lot of bookings coming in already. So be there so that we can actually serve you, and you can actually do inquiries using the office contact 0707 07 47 22. So the office contact do a booking for online consultations or the physical consultations that are going to happen in Nairobi from the 27th all the way. So the last week of this month to the first week of June. Let me just confirm that. 26th, huh? So it's from 26th to when? To 6th, right? Yes. So from 26th of this month all the way to the 6th of June. Yes. We will be in Nairobi for those consultations. So book early so that you can actually be scheduled earlier. All right. Use the number that I'm providing on YouTube, 0707 07 47 22. I will also do this advertisement on my platforms as we go. Right, as we go ahead. Okay? Good. So, that is what I wanted you to know. Now, those of you who have joined the weight loss program that has already kicked on, and we've provided guidelines in that weight loss program, thank you so much for joining in. It's an amazing thing that you will never regret. I assure you that I'll be there personally to give you insights and to make sure that you are updated in terms of health. I'll give every one of you a call on Sunday to just make sure that we start this journey on a super note. So thank you so much for taking your time to be with us and trusting us with your health. Asanteni son. Amazing. Now, there is also victimhood in politics. So we're actually targeting a lot of things. One is victimhood in relationships. 2 is in politics. 3 is in church. 4 is at workplaces. There's a lot of places where we experience these things. And most of you will not agree to it. But anyway, let me take you to politics and show you something. Your political leaders have made you believe that you are suffering because you are a slave, because your people were a slave. Some of these political leaders have actually made you believe that your great-grandfather has never been rewarded for his efforts in fighting for freedom. You've seen those old people trying to say, you know what, we've not been paid our dues by the government, yet we fought for this, and they think it's their right to actually be given anything by this current government for what they did in those previous governments. Sometimes I look at these people, I'm like, where are their sons and daughters? An old man sitting on a platform on a public holiday in the podium for 3 hours, 4 hours, just listening to all these speeches. He doesn't want to listen to these speeches. But he has to listen to these speeches so that he can actually tap in the president saying, this time we are rewarding these people, the 𝗓𝗓𝗡 fighters. We are going to reward them. And then only to realize the president did not mention anything about that. Now they come to the media, and the media is so good at spreading this victimhood mindset. And I will tell you how. But anyway, slavery, one of the things that you should actually get out of your head. You're not a slave. So stop blaming slavery for any reason whatsoever. Number two, colonialism. No European is still here trying to hold you back. If there's anyone who is holding you back, if there's any white person holding you back, must be your politician. Oh, amazing, our lights are back. It must be your politician. All right, if there's anybody holding you back, it must be your politician. Oh, let's set this up. I hope they don't disappear again. This is amazing. Oh, the lights just came in now, man. All right. Let's just stabilize this and see how far we can go with this. So nobody is stopping you from being the best version of yourself apart from yourself. No one is stopping you from being the best version of yourself except yourself. Let's go back and redo this again and see if TikTok will allow us to bring it back. I hope it takes it back because we cannot allow this. All right. This is amazing. When the devil is trying to fight the gospel, let there be lights and there are lights. Let there be lights and there was lights. And just like that, we are back live on TikTok. I was wondering, how will you do these conversations here? And just like that, we also live back on YouTube. This is amazing. So let us proceed and make it happen. Good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes. Now I can read your comments. Lucy Moragu says, I can't blame the woman. Oh, you're talking about the woman that we were talking about in terms of the one who actually, the firstborn is not, does not belong to this guy. The secondborn and the thirdborn, wamefuatanishwa quick fast, pap. Let me tell you a secret. For women are not interested in men totally. No, they are not. They are not loyal to the man. Women are loyal to how a man makes them feel. Aya. Daktari, rewind and do it again. Uncle Chile, listen. Women are incapable of being loyal to a man. Women are loyal to how a man makes them feel. Women are only loyal to how a man makes them feel. And women are not interested in the man. They're interested in the security for their children that is coming with that man. We need to redo that. So no woman is interested in a man as such. Women are interested in the security of their children that is actually coming with that man. So men, you realize that your first role is to provide security. So you must assure that this woman that, you know what, I can provide security, whether monetary or physically, to your children, to these children that you're going to raise. That's the only way you will get validation from a woman. And if you're a man and you're constantly trying to seek validation from a woman, you got the wrong one. You are a male, so therefore you must fix yourself to an extent that you're so complete that you will never seek for validation from a woman. So that you attract a woman who actually knows and understands her role. She's not going to be manipulative, because most women are always interested in trying to control a man. When she's unable to control you, that's when the victim mindset comes in. It sets in, and now she starts either gaslighting you, or she starts playing the blame game, or she starts guilt-tripping you. All this victimhood mindset sets in the moment she realizes she's unable to actually exercise her form of control on you. And the weird part is, somehow, some way, women tend to love it when a man is in control. But inside them, they are always trying or willing to actually try and control the same man. So you can't blame a woman for trying to control a man. No. The only problem with men is we still have identities of our mothers. Therefore, it becomes easier for a woman to manipulate you. So basically, you've actually attracted your mother into this relationship, and that's how you end up becoming so manipulated and so weak and emasculated. The only way to undo that is to make sure you fix that identity. Anyway, we were talking about examples of victimhood in politics. How does your member of parliament, your MCA, your president, how does he make you a victim? He makes you believe that, you know what, you are a slave. There's nothing you can do. You have been a slave all through, and there's nothing you can do. And you are a slave because the white came here and colonized us. So therefore, they left us with nothing, and we have nothing to do right now. Until we depend on them for these handouts, we have nothing to do. And you believed it, and you became a horrible life we are living. That's why we are always dependent on them for these loans. IMF is actually trying to control you so badly by giving you these aimless handouts every other time. And even your president is so manipulated in the head because he still believes he can't do it on his own. He doesn't have a vision. So how then do you expect him to sign a deal that is going to change your life for the better? So stop blaming the president because you're not a victim. What are you doing on yourself to become a better person? It's not about the president, it's about you as an individual. If you're given a chance to vote again, you will vote again a very, very useless creature to be there. But as long as ni wetu, wakale, wakikuyu, modo wa nyumba, Waluya, OFwe, Mundu Fwe, let him steal from us all. He can take all the kidneys. But juni wetu, si tuko na speaker, Luyas, tuko na speaker, sindio? Luyas, tuko na prime cabinet secretary. The same cabinet secretary, prime cabinet secretary, that even a road that goes to his place, he has never fixed. But tuko na nani? Yeah? Tuko na nani? The same one who actually sold the land that belongs to Graves. Your people are resting in peace, and this guy comes and sells this land. Doesn't care about them resting in peace. Why would they rest? I will steal from them when they are dead, and my dad stole from them when they were alive. I'm going to rip them their peace. They can't rest here. The same guy. You're saying, oh, wait. We must push Mudavadi to become the president. You know, one day Wetangula will become the president of this nation, and Luyas will have the first president. Who told you Luyas need a president? If any case, I'm of the thought that Kikuyus are supposed to be presidents all through. Because we have a track record for them. We don't have a track record for Luyas. We don't have a track record for Luos. But look at Luos, how they're lining behind somebody. They're lining behind Raila, and everything Raila says they smell. They want it. Even in that moment when Raila cannot speak something that most of you can hear. He can't say something that will make sense. You know very well, even if in those meetings that you're actually fighting for, AU, he'll be sleeping every day. But look at Luos. This is not to disrespect that gentleman. But we must change. You as an individual, you must change. Because you're thinking, oh, you know what, I am this way because Kikuyu is that way. He has made you believe every day you are in the streets trying to fight. Oh, you know what, we have been, tumeibiwa. Victims. Tumeibiwa. Even when he was in the government. He's still in the government. He has been in the government all through. And he says, tumeibiwa. And you buy that idea and you're in the streets trying to fight somebody else. Wakikuyu wanatuibia. Kikuyus are stealing from us every time. Even when you're the Kikuyus. Victim mindset. Always on the streets, you have nothing to do. All you can do is just be told, go to the right, and you go to the right. Same thing is happening to the blacks in America. Our brothers in America, what are they doing? They are thinking they are suffering because whites. They're even calling whites supremacists. Because they are believing that there's somebody somewhere who is white in color, who is actually intellectually more knowledgeable than I am. Who has the power to access what I cannot access. And it's all because I'm black. Look at the women politicians We provided seats from them because they are victims, all right? They are women, so they have to be women representatives in politics. What are they doing? What has your woman rep done in your county? What has she done in your county? Has she done anything different? But you put her there because she is your woman representative. She's representing you, right? Woman rep. Representing what? The other one, who has a billboard in Nairobi and is advocating for rights of girls in schools to receive pads. She was voting for the bill that was actually raising taxes on the same pads. That's a woman rep, right? That's a nominated senator, right? And now they are pushing for affirmative action. Now they have to receive things not because they are capable of actually delivering, no, but because they are capable. They are women. So affirmative action is supposed to provide things for women for free because they are women. Not because they have intellectual ability to perform, not because they can deliver, no, just because they are women. The other time you saw femicide movements, women pushing the agenda, and weak men supporting the agenda. Oh, you know what? Women are being killed not because of anything else, but because they are women. So therefore, men just wake up one day and they kill all women because they are women. People are evil. Those who kill are evil. They have to face the law. And now everybody is getting there. Everybody is supporting these movements. Oh, femicide movement, because you don't have an identity, you're running to do that. Oh, today Raila said, let's go left. We are running there to do. Oh, today we are running there. We don't have an agenda. We don't have anything to do. We are idle. We don't have an identity, therefore we are associated with anything that comes in our path. Oh, pastor said we should go to church on Wednesday. We are there in church on Wednesday. Doing what? Praying and fasting. And what is he doing? He's sending the Spirit through your vagina. Your pastor is saying, you know what? You are going to change your family. But for me to insert the Spirit of good in you, I must go through this. Well. There was another Corino pastor trying to just massage a woman's and they are taking a video, for heaven's sake. So the Spirit must know that I'm actually passing this message, passing the Holy Spirit into the This woman is there just mourning like crazy. She's actually enjoying it. And we, because we are evil, we cannot identify with anything. We are supporting that. We are making it trend. We are making it trend because that's what we love. Oh, we love things that actually make us feel good. We love things that excite us because we don't have identities. We don't have an identity. Therefore, we must apologize for resenting our mothers and inhabiting their identities. We must forgive our fathers for actually trying to be weak and they didn't know how to deal with our mothers. Therefore, they allowed our mothers to input their identities in us. Now we are victims. Now we are emotional. We have inhabited the nature of a woman, which is emotions. So we must overcome that to see things in a bigger perspective. But do you? Can you? Are you willing to? No, you're not. Because up to now, if I tell you to go and tell your mother, you know what, I apologize for resenting you for no good reason, you'll ask me, I have not been resenting my mother. Why would I resent my mother? I'm telling you, hey, why are you angry? Where is the anger coming from? Where is the victimhood coming from? Because you are inadequate. And where is the inadequacy coming from? You didn't have a father figure. Where is your father? Where is the father? When I see Frank Jimit saying whatever he's saying, I'm asking myself, hey, Frank Jimit, where is your father? Tell us, where is your father? And you can't call him out. So all women who are single mothers, allow me to use that word today, all women who are single mothers came in guns blazing. Because now you know what? We found a place to lash our anger. We have anger inside us. It was just boiling. And now we've found a platform to put our anger here. All of them were there trying to say, oh, you know what? You made them single mothers. Oh, you know what? Somebody must never give me a son like you. Oh, you know what? You're so weak because you're this, you're that. I'm like, hey, ladies. Women give access to sex and who to give children to. Ladies give access to sex and who to give children to. I'm like, hey, why are you angry? Why are you angry? Because he's just expressing himself. Where are the fathers of those women he made single mothers? Where is his father? Ask those questions and you will get your answers. But you don't want that, right? Because you don't have a father. And if you have one, he was so weak, he did not know how to deal with your mother. That's why you don't know how to deal with women as a man. You are a male. You're afraid if you tell them the truth, they will leave you and you'll be so empty. Oh, you know, guys, guys, after all I've done for this girl, she just left me. 15 years of just taking her to school and doing all these things. Hey. Hey. Ah. Tawe. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're on TikTok, you can now request to be in. We have a conversation. We are back. So, ways of political victimhood. One is slavery. Number two is colonialism. There's nothing like colonialism. It never happened when you were there, so it's none of your business. It is not happening now. Change what you have to change. Number three, systemic racism in the West and systemic tribalism here. The only reason why you're not getting resources is because you are Luhya. It's because you are Boranas, and Boranas are marginalized. Therefore, you cannot get resources. And your politician stands on a podium and says, wanatudharau kwa sababu sisi ni wachache. This time we will show them that we actually have a say. Oh, Aden Duale stands in the northern region and everybody bows because he has 100 camels. Not because he has an idea of what he's doing. He has 100 camels. Your minister for ICT stands on a platform and says nonsense, nothing he knows about ICT. And the only reason why he's a minister of ICT is because Uhuru decided to actually work with Ruto. And then they brought this broad-based government and now he's there for no good reason. This is a drug baron, we know it. The only reason why the other one from the coast who is always dancing on TikTok is in the parliament is because Raila put him there. And now you're seated there saying, you know what, racism and tribalism, nothing like racism exists. Please understand that. Nothing like racism exists. Nobody hates you because you're black. You hate yourself for being black and you're thinking you're so inadequate and therefore other people can actually hate you. You're attracting who you are. So racism started with you. Tribalism starts with you. Nobody looks at you and sees a Luhya. People look at you and see a man or a woman. People look at you and see dark or white. It doesn't matter. They don't even care where you come from until you start putting this idea of, you know what, Luhyas. Ah. Another one. Uncle Chile, please cut this part. Yeah, no woman is interested in a man up to the point you finish talking about it. Okay, I'll cut it, the arc. But I'll cut it and post it back. I'll cut it and post it back. Why? Because no woman is interested in a man. Women are interested in the security that is coming with the man. Until you get that, until it sinks into your head, you'll never understand it. Until it sinks into your head, you will see this video over and over because it's not going to leave the internet. I will cut that part and post it as a short, and post it as a short video, and post it in those WhatsApp groups so that you see it every day. And if it triggers you, you are the problem. Victim. Because you want me to say things that will please you. They will not. There's nothing like my truth. There's just the truth. So deal with it. Deal with it, brother. Deal with it, sister. Another one. Anti-political persecution. Tomboya was killed by SG or whoever. That is Tomboya. I mean, you're not Tomboya. Why are you emotional about Tomboya? Brothers and sisters, I don't know Tomboya. I've read about him. I don't know even if that story was actually a fabrication. I don't know. Because it was told and somebody wrote about it. I wasn't there. If I was there, I would say it. If I at all I remember it. But again, I don't care about yesterday. I only care about today. So Tomboya is not here today. Tomboya was not shot today. He's not being shot now. So how is Tomboya holding me from being who I want to be? A victim. A victim. Yeah? At Luo was the only president the only Luo who was supposed to be a president and who were denied is who? What is the name of the other guy who passed on in the chopper, the soldier guy? Now people are telling us how this guy was the best soldier, the best guy. Ugola, Major General Ugola, may his rest in peace. His soul may rest in peace. Now everybody is telling us how good he was. I'm asking you, when he was alive and you were present, what did you say about him? What did you just realize that, you know, Ugola was a good person after he died, and now his videos, small videos with him dancing with the soldiers are coming out. Now you're telling us, hey, this guy must have been a good guy. And now all the lies are coming in. You can't even know how to filter the lies from the truth, because you don't have an identity. So every story that comes up, you will fall for it. If you're a Luo, you're thinking, oh, you know, they killed our Luo. And now you have this anger inside you that is going to actually fuel the war against the Kalenjins, because you're thinking, he is the president who actually did away with his life. Yeah? And now your political person will come in and tell you that. Exactly what you want to hear. He'll just trigger you a little bit. Tell you, you know what, they killed him. So you'll use that as a strategy. You saw how the one who is in now used the bottoms up thing. Did you guys forget bottoms up? What was that bottoms up thing though? Maybe we got it the wrong way. Maybe he intended to say some bottom up, other things, bottoms and ups. And then we were like, bottoms up. Because we are at the bottom, maybe we will feel up one day. You know, victimhood. We became now where we are. Now we are complaining again. Still playing victims. And you think just because you change a president, you will change your victimhood. The mindset. Never. The mindset is still the same. Even those who fly out of the country to go and seek greener pastures, they still have that mindset. You just fly with the same victim mindset. You never change. You change the environment, but the mindset is still the same. So the president will still be there. If you get rid of that president, you still bring another version of the same president in a different body. And we will be here again the next 5 years complaining. Why? Because we are victims. We've been taught to be victims. We have accepted identities of victims. And we will always go round and back and forth on the same ideas, because we've not changed our mindsets. We vote emotionally. We vote our own people because they tell us the stories that we want to hear. They tell us what they want us to hear. What gets us more emotional? What fuels anger in us? What helps us exercise the anger inside us? We will never be wise. We will never be wise until we see the bigger picture. So the role you have to play is you must fix you. You must overcome that anger. You must think beyond the tribe. Think beyond the politics. Because politics is not going to change anything for you. It's not. It is you who is going to change things for yourself. No Mzungu is coming to change anything for you. You will change it for yourself. So South Africans, the more you complain about Oranians, the problem is not about the Oranians. Even if they leave that land there, you people will still fight for the same land. So it's not the Oranians that are actually holding you back. You did not hold them back when they were trying to do what they are doing right now in South Africa on their own. Nobody's holding Traore from doing what he's doing in his country. Shout out to him. Nobody's holding your president. No, he's holding himself with those signatures that he's penning on these papers every day. Ni yeye na ni sisi. He's our sample and he's our representation. He's just a bigger version of who we are. We are many versions of him. Oh, people use the Gen Zs to gain milestones for crazy. Trust me, people use Gen Zs crazily. This guy just used Gen Zs and aligned himself, and boom, he's in government. And now, just miraculously, Luos are happy. We are in government. We? Who are we? That we as Luos, who are we? No, you're not in government. You're not in, how is that helping you? You're not in government. As a Luo man, you are not in government. You're still a tout. You're still a hawker. You're still somebody who's just trying to chase an ejaculation in the ghettos. That is what you are. Accept it and move. You're not in government. Who's government? At the broad-based. Bro, we are in government. Sometimes I pity Luos. And I see their behavior and lack of identity in the streets. I try to imagine these Luos in power. Shall be crazy, my friend. Look at what happened. Luos in Kibera and Luyas in Kibera, they ganged up and decided to just uproot the railway. Mimi naonanga hizi vitu hapa nyindo mnaona. You guys remember? Luos and Luyas in Kibera, because they are thinking they are poor because the elite are elites, because the rich are rich. These guys decide to gang up and use all these energies to uproot a whole railway. Do you know the energy and the effort that is actually yeah. These guys uproot a railway, a whole railway. The same railway that they're supposed to use to commute to work. They uproot it. Now they're thinking as they're uprooting the railway, they're actually hurting the rich people. Lakini tuko na shida. We have a serious problem. These guys, masculine men with no identity. You know, there's no bigger danger in a country than having a lot of masculine men with a whole good brain, but with no identities. That men that you can actually slap this way and they all run that direction. You simply point at the railway and before you say uproot it, they're already uprooting it. There is no danger in a country than, hey. Well, anyway. Racism, tribalism, sexism, affirmative action, femicides, all these are false identities. False identities. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to bring in some conversations. And the first person to come in is 𝗕𝗘𝗖𝗧𝗜𝗍𝗓𝗔𝗍𝗑. That's a good name. That's a good name for the country, but not for an individual. Yes, 𝗕𝗘𝗖𝗧𝗜𝗍𝗓𝗔.
Yes, Daktari, what I wanted to say today.
What is your real name?
My real name is Karimi.
Karimi.
Yes.
Welcome on board, Karimi. How are you?
All is well.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, relax. Don't run. Just relax and have a conversation. Talk to us now.
Mine is more of a giving appreciation for your forum. I've been following you for a while.
Appreciate.
And I agree with what you're saying. For the most part, it's a reflection of our community.
Yeah.
And what you've been teaching us has helped me personally. I've been applying what you've been teaching us, and I've seen a shift in my mindset.
Yeah.
And I have recommended your forum to some people. I hope they're following you.
Oh, appreciate
So they can listen for themselves and make their own decisions, especially the health part and the identity part. It's very important.
Amazing. I appreciate that.
And I thank you for taking your time to do this.
Yeah, man, thank you.
With regards with what you've said about the racism and all that, I totally agree with you. It's 100% someone's identity crisis.
Yeah.
Or lack of confidence, because it's so hard to tell someone to, for instance, you can see someone waiting for instance, if it's trash,
yes,
like cleaning of trash, people will wait for the donors or NGOs to come and clean up their city or their estate, and they can do it themselves.
Imagine that.
So I'm always on the bad side of of telling people this. I tell people, yani mzungu akiwaambia hata mpande mti muishi huko, mtaenda mpande muishi huko because mzungu amesema.
Yeah.
You people, you cannot tell yourselves, I need to do this for myself. Like you don't have a brain of yours. I mean, it sounds arrogant, but it is what it is. You don't have una akili yako ya kujifikiriria wewe mwenyewe. Ukifanyie kitu, lazima uambiwe na mtu mwingine from abroad.
Let me tell you something about the
ridiculous.
West.
It's ridiculous.
I was going through the histories and all that about the blacks in America, and I was just wondering, why are blacks always complaining about racism? Yet, it is their own black people that sold their black people to Arabs as slave traders. So they sold their own black people as slaves to the Arabs, and then Arabs sold it all over the world.
So let me tell you, the black people in America have a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah.
They hate Africans. And if you're dealing with a black person and you're an African, they have this mentality at the back of their mind they want to put you down because you're an African from Africa.
Yep.
And if you stay with them, I think it's a generational thing from their parents.
Yeah.
They suck up to Mzungu.
Mm-hmm.
They believe they're beneath a Mzungu. And so it's a mentality thing. They don't go to a Mzungu like people mko na akili nyinyi wawili mmeungwa na Mungu, mko na the same red blood as equals. They don't.
By the time
hata wenye wameolewa na hao wazungu, they have such a low self-esteem. And that identity thing affects their kids. And it's so sad to see this.
You know the weird part?
So, and they want to put an African down. So it's funny. It's funny in America how black people live.
And then I was just wondering, why do they start all these organizations like Black Lives Matter instead of just starting a movement like Every Life Matters? So they are actually playing a victim just because they are black. And they have considered the whites to be supreme over them. So they are better than them in everything, including thinking. So a black man cannot think on their own. And I think the history that I tapped in deeply was actually pointing so much on people who actually make them victims. And these people they call their leaders and the representatives. People like Jesse Jackson and people like 𝗦𝗨𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗏. These are people who are actually very emotional. And they are telling the blacks that because they are suffering because whites are not suffering, because whites are the reasons why they are suffering. Yet, 𝗦𝗨𝗙𝗙𝗏 and Jesse Jackson, their children have had all the good things in life. They have gone to good schools. They live in very good places. So the question is, how is it as you as a leader, you as 𝗦𝗨𝗙𝗙𝗏, you as Jesse Jackson, how is it that the same whites that you're speaking against have not held you down? Why don't you teach blacks on how to become successful and live the life that you're living? How is it possible that you're telling these people that their own problem is coming from the whites, yet you as an individual, you've never been held down by the whites? How did you survive? Nobody is willing to talk about that. Nobody is willing to bring out that in an outright way. So I'm really so confused about the blacks, and they're just full of hate.
It's an identity issue, and that is 100% correct, because most men, for instance, of course, I'm an educated woman, but I'm against feminism. In that, I'm a Christian also as well. So it's against the order of God. Let's start with that.
True.
And women have their roles in life, and men have their roles in life. So I don't want to be equal to a man. I have my roles in life that I should play, and the males in my life, or the male figures, have their roles in their life. So why should I be equal?
Amazing.
I don't want to be equal.
Amazing.
The other thing is, they mess up. Let me tell you, Africans, even my own relatives, some of them think I'm very arrogant because I tell them the truth. I tell them you're brainwashed by white people. Nyinyi ni wajinga because wazungu wale wadosi, they homeschool their kids. Okay, they homeschool their kids. Nyinyi mliambiwa mkuwe mnaenda kazi 9 to 5, you women. You don't raise your children. You don't even know how your children are. Hamjui hata character ya watoto wenu. When they become adolescents, adolescents need their parents around. Children need their parents around them. You don't know how your kids act. You don't know their character. They have friends. They are taught things outside other than wewe wafunze mambo ya maisha. Teenagers, tuseme, especially the black people, wanafanya job sana. They work too much. Na mnawakia huyu mzungu mwenye ana homeschool mtoto wake. Wako na watoto wao all along. So who is losing? And you Africans, mmedanganywa mpeleke watoto boarding school. You've employed maids to raise your kids. You shun being a mother, being present in the life of a child. Then don't usizae kabisa. So nani amedanganywa hapa? Wazungu ndio wamewadanganya. Mnauziwa GMOs.
I actually
GMOs,
see.
They are messing up your hormones and everything. Those contraceptives, they are messing up your hormones. That's why you're sick. I mean, I don't know.
I actually see women who don't even know anything about their children, and a maid knows better about their children than they do. And then these same women have decided to install CCTV cameras in their houses so that they can actually monitor what a maid is doing with the children at work. So they are at work and busy on the phone trying to monitor how the children are actually doing at home. A woman does not know anything about their children. And now a small video about this maid maybe molesting or harassing the child comes out, and that part is posted on the internet. And all the women who are actually in the same situation will come in and provide their stories on that platform. And I'm like, these are congregation of women who don't have an identity, who don't even know their roles as women in this house.
And you're very right. And you're very right on saying that men have to fix themselves first. A man should provide. If you provide, maybe these women wanasema, we have to do something to bring the food to the table because maybe the man who is there aleti chakula. Maybe it's a society that is messed up. And I believe it has been messed up since colonial times. Mzungu alikuja akawadanganya mtoke kwa your community that you are living in, which was organized. Muende msome. Hii masomo kusema kweli inasaidia nini? Inasaidia mzungu. Mzungu atakuwa anaenda watch sunset, watoto wake wako homeschooled, but you are working in the corporations, profits zinakuliwa na mzungu. Who is the fool?
And then that time, this same mzungu will block you from building a family because you are crazy. You know, the more you are working for him, the more he benefits from you. You don't want to think for yourself, or he has to think for you. That's how you end up using all these contraceptives so that you keep on being in the business world where you can't even handle it. And then you're pushed to do all these abortions and nobody's talking about them. Some of these abortion fetuses, some of them are being used as flavorants in these food industries. And nobody's talking about them. So therefore abortion has become a serious industry.
It's very crazy. And It's very sad. And our black women are affected. Anyway, Daktari, asante sana.
I appreciate, man. I appreciate for your insights. Thank you so much, and keep doing you. I appreciate.
Okay.
It is very rare for us to actually hear a woman saying that there are roles that a woman has to play. And actually she appreciates that there's an order, a spiritual order of life. She appreciates that. It's very rare to find women who appreciate that order of life, because they want to be the same. Now there was a comment that was coming here, a woman asking, what do you want us to do? It's not about what I want you to do. You can do whatever you want to do. All right? But the truth shall not spare you. Now I'll tell you this for free. You have to take care of those children. If you find yourself working at the same time raising children, understand you're doing the wrong thing and you chose the wrong man. And of course, you did not just choose the wrong man. It's because you don't have an identity. So therefore, you chose a man who lacks an identity just like you. Women don't love working. They enjoy being at places of work, but they don't love working. If a woman is to stay home and be provided for everything by the man, she will do that diligently, and her role will only be to raise children that are coming from this man and build that home for the man. But most women don't want to hear that because they are in corporate services. They are working. And now they are frustrated there because they have to compete with men in these masculine jobs. So they have to compete. Now they push an affirmative action. You know what? We need to be promoted because we are women. Not because we can deliver. No, because we are women. I think our traditional lifestyle is better for our society. It is the best because it identified that everybody has a role to play. The men had their role and women had their role. And everybody played their role perfectly. The modern society has made the man so weak and the woman so angry. And now this man is weak, he cannot provide, but he wants to ejaculate every night. He cannot even take responsibility for a single ejaculation. That's why we have all these mothers being a single mothers out here. So men are willing to ejaculate, but they're not willing to take responsibility of that ejaculation. And now the problem is the media. The media will put out these short videos and sound bites that are actually demonizing the traditional way of living. The media will be used to market the agenda that will destroy the family unit. Every child thrives so well when they are under the umbrella of two parents. The media will put out posts on YouTube, posts on Facebook, posts on all social media platforms, and all of us, because of our emotions, will go there and comment. The only thing we don't understand is the more we flow to that platform, the more the algorithms of the internet will spread this narrative. So as you go there, sometimes you see a post from a well-known media house. They put out a post. It's controversial, but you just find the need to respond to it and go and like or give your comment there. If I tell you to like this live, you will not, because it does not relate with you. It does not get you the emotions, apart from the anger. You just want to leave this wall and disappear. But because you're thinking, let me just listen in. Let me just, for the sake of it, because I'm idle, there's no gossip today, let me just listen to Uncle Chile. So the media put out a post and you're there. The more you get to that post, the more you comment on it, the more you like it, the more it spreads to other people. And that's how the agenda spreads. Look at the umbrella, how we've actually given it attention. So everybody has to, in every interview, there must be the LGBTQ agenda. In every advert, there must be an LGBTQ agenda. In every corporate institution, they must embrace the LGBTQ. In football, nowadays, even the armbands are rainbows. And the more we give it attention, the more it spreads. The more we talk about it, the more they grow. The more we shy off from saying the truth because we will offend somebody. Anyway, even Jordan Peterson says, when you're saying and you're becoming honest, you risk offending people. Therefore, the choice is yours. You either risk offending people or stick there in your lie. Choose you. Choose the truth. Choose the truth. And there is no my truth. There's just truth. Ukweli ikujui wewe jina. Yes, African lady.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm quite fine. And you?
All is well and we thank God for life. What is your name, African lady?
My name is Hinda.
Amazing, amazing. Welcome on board, Hinda.
Thank you. Sir, what you have said, it's very true.
Yeah.
There is social entertainment, political entertainment, and economical entertainment is what we are going through.
Okay.
And for the social entertainment, it's these things about LGBTQs, women's rights, and girl child and boy child, and so on.
Yes.
And economic entertainment is whereby we go school for 12 years and we finish for 12 good years and we don't even know how to plant things or how to make even just simple soap.
Produce.
Yes, from the scratch.
Yep.
From the scratch. So that is an example of economical entertainment. There is this group. It's called a Rothschild. The Rothschild are the people who have pressed the education. Okay, if you Google it, you will definitely see it.
Yeah.
So these are the people who have been owning almost the whole entire of everything. And can you imagine they're the one who created for 12 years to be in school and academic and everything, and yet they have never even gone to school. That guy.
It's called Rothschild or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So look at it, all their stories and everything, and how they're handling the wealth of this world today. Their ancestors up to today.
Okay.
Up to today, their great grandkids and everything. They're the one who are handling everything. So when that is what is happening on that one, and then what it comes the political entertainment is exactly what sometimes back I think I told you to Google it. What is the positive check and preventive check in economy? Just write down what is the positive check and preventive check of economy.
Okay.
Written by
Written by?
Malthus, Robert Malthus.
Okay.
Last name.
Okay.
So this guy was an economic scholar. He has written an article 1793, 17th century. And can you imagine 17th century appearing the developing countries or the African countries to be entertained for family planning? One of the positive check is the family planning, and the other check is the wars. In the African countries, to have war all the time.
Okay.
Family planning, and so on. So you will definitely see when you just read that article. It's a small one. When you read it, then you will see.
Okay.
And for us right now, we are being entertained a lot, and we don't use what is called conscious mind. You know, our conscious mind is not there with us. Every action that we are taking everything that we are doing is not there with us. So we need to reverse.
Yeah.
And we need to use our conscious mind. Sometimes these politics and news are being monitored by those guys. They're the one who own the news. We don't own the news.
Yeah.
Okay? Our news, it cannot bring, there is not a single way that you can see an African, any of African journalists appearing in the European Union discussion. You cannot.
Yeah.
Okay? You cannot see African media or African, when there's European affairs, if there's African people here.
Mm-hmm.
Whereby, when African Union are having meeting, they are there.
Mm-hmm.
When Kenyan, we as a Kenyan here, when we are having something good there, and they just flower sellers, you know, you never know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Again, right now, because we happen to pay attention a lot of things we allowed to happen in this what's called headquarters of United Nations.
Yeah.
Headquarters of
Yeah.
Africa. So when you are allowing something like that, you think that you are getting job, you are not going to get job because they are creating jobs and transportation for themselves, housing and everything. Secondly, there is a lot of things that you cannot monitor because the country is going to be a disaster. Not that much security. That is catching animal or insects that are being transported, but they cannot help but disappearing their life and so on. What kind of security do we have? Imagine human beings are disappearing, are being kidnapped, or what do I call, are being
Abducted.
taken. Yes, and we don't know where they have gone to. But there is an insect that is not there, we can catch it. Evaluation of what we
Now,
need to think.
African lady, you're disappearing and appearing. I don't know what's wrong with your site. Kindly stabilize and then come back.
Okay.
Yeah, kindly stabilize and then come back. I'll take you in back. She has something that we need to tap in, right? She has something deeper, and it's interesting listening to her. Thank you, Hadassah, for the gifts. Thank you for everybody who is actually liking the live and everybody who has actually joined. My YouTube channel is Uncle Chile. We are live on YouTube, and the YouTube channel is Uncle Chile. So do not forget to subscribe to that channel. Thank you. This is who? This is Caliph Jr. Caliph, are you there?
Yes, how are you, Doctor?
All is well. How are you? Thank you, Martha.
I'm very fine, but yangu ilikuwa ni nje ya mada kidogo.
How do you know you're fine? How do you know you're fine?
I had an issue outside the topic.
Why would you be outside the topic? What is the topic actually? So that we can know if you're outside the topic. What is the topic of the night?
Today?
Yes.
The victimhood.
Yeah.
Victimhood.
And why would you go outside the topic of victimhood?
Yeah, there was an issue. Yani kulikuwa na issue na Telegram yako, yani kulikuwa tunataka uallow to download hizo vitu zako na post.
Oh, okay. Sawa. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. I appreciate that. Thanks, brother. I'll be sure to talk to my team to actually do that for you. So oh, by the way, thank you for reminding me, ladies and gentlemen. If you've not joined my Telegram platform, it's called Health and Wellness Spot. So if you hear Caliph saying he wants to download things, there's a lot of information there. So please join that platform and read to understand things. You'll have a lot of insights about health. Okay, please. So go back. Yeah, African lady, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you so much. There are a lot of things that we need to pay attention, and not only work and the other things, we don't need to pay attention. We need to be self-conscious is very important for us. We need to history. Why we usually look at the history is the mistakes that have happened earlier should not be repeated. That's the only important that we have a history around us. But the rest of the things is we who have to make change, who have to create something, we need the brotherhood, we need the sisterhood, we need to be a creative society. We need to acknowledge each other.
Yeah.
Gratitude is very important. You are here, you what do I call it? You bring topics of health. We need to be health society. Yeah. Everyone is creative, and everything that they're doing is very important for our life. We are all important to each other. Then we need to think big. Children are very important for us because those are our future leaders, our future nation, our future people. But sometimes when we play their life so badly or being abundant, like for example, as you say, the example that you have said, the mothers who are working and putting, what do you call?
Contraceptives.
In the house. I think from the other sides of we from the northeastern, mwanaume hakubali kwanza kama mwanamke bado ako young aende kazi. Okay?
Yeah.
It's forbidden.
Because the man has to provide.
Yes, he has to provide everything.
Yep.
And a man who cannot provide anything, he should not be given any lady.
Yes.
Yes. Lazima mwanaume ajitoe, he is able to provide, he is able to take care of his family. Yes. So, hakuna hii mambo ya come we stay.
What is that? What is that?
We stay. It's just this kind of easy life whereby men and women, they decide to be in Nairobi and they decide to go and they stay in somewhere.
Is that not just people just having sex aimlessly and men converting women into sluts?
Yes.
Because if a man desires to come, if a man desires to come, we stay. That's a very weak man. Why is he afraid of facing the father?
Exactly. Is woman is your mom, is your sister, is your daughter. Don't play.
At the Kwanza pipeline. What is happening in pipeline? What is wrong with pipeline? I don't understand. Anyway, this is the reason why we have a lot of single mothers out here, because if somebody takes you in as come we stay and you believe that lie and you end up moving with this guy is having an ejaculation without having any responsibility. He can actually just disappear from the skies and you will never find out about him. So then you start blaming him and actually trying to push this blame on other men. That is victimhood. So I don't think come we stay is acceptable.
We need to change come we stay, number one. Number two, things we need to change ni hao watu kwa barabara. Beba, they are getting 20. Beba, they are getting 50 maybe.
Yeah.
They are just on the street. So as a man, please create for them something. Welding, other kind of what do I call it? There are quite a number of, I don't know, this polytechnic kazi yako ni nini. But I don't know for Don Bosco kazi yao ni nini.
But do you know,
these guys who are on the street, they are supposed to be doing something.
Do you know these men who are actually touts on every stage in Nairobi and everywhere? These are guys who come from the villages where there is land. They are so lazy they can't cultivate that land. They come to the cities hoping that there's greener pastures in the cities, only to settle for touting. So they've left their farms in the villages. They can't do that. They can't do farming because they are hoping that they still have the mindset that farming is for the older people.
Hakuna kitu kama hiyo.
Oh.
You know, future. Mark my word, the future Bitcoin. Bitcoin is one of the most expensive of cryptocurrency, right?
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Yes.
The future of Bitcoin is the water and the farm.
Okay.
Is number one, and number two is the farming.
Yep.
So anything that we abandon right now, it's going to decline. Once it's a decline, it's hard to reverse it.
Yeah.
Of my word, we are introducing right now the soil, the what we call the fertilizers from outside. Those fertilizers from outside, they are different continent. It's coming from different continent.
Yeah.
Totally different environment from us. How can a different continent can provide me a fertilizer from my own soil?
I talked about that on Monday when I was talking about agriculture and how we've messed ourselves up trying to believe that fertilizer from outside and seeds from outside are going to change our lives. Where is our manure? Where is our traditional seeds?
Yeah, so we need a bigger way of thinking.
Yeah.
If we had a good leaders who can create a solar panel from the desert, we can feed the whole entire of the world.
But
there's a hydroponic that people can do, not on the soil, not on the ground, but there is something called hydrofarming. People can do easily, but we are not open to it.
But your leader is now the Minister for Health, and and whatever he says, people follow without asking questions.
Actually, people now we are kind. I like that kind of criticism to him.
Yeah.
Because all the time when we had all kind of ministers of health, it was there any kind of minister who was a health specialist coming from the field of health that have they ever become a minister in this country?
Let me tell you something. In Marsabit County, I noted one thing, that there are people who are actually on pay slips for NGOs and the government, and these people cannot allow some development in those counties. Like, for example, in Moyale, if there is rain in Moyale for 2 days, you give it about 5 days and everywhere is green. So therefore there is grass and the land, the soil is so fertile, but there is very limited agriculture going on there because people still believe they are nomads. People still believe, us, we cannot plant crops, we cannot do anything. Our role is to keep on moving. Yet the same people are actually settling in permanent houses nowadays, but they still have the mindset that they are still pastoralists. And their leaders, trust me there's a lot of water in the northern region, but nobody is willing to drill a borehole. Nobody is willing to channel this water into anything because they have made their people believe that they are victims. That if they end up drilling these boreholes, the government will neglect them.
Yeah, by then the nuclear waste that have been buried quite number of areas.
Yes.
It really challenged a lot because those kind of toxic, it's hard the land to destroy for a long time.
But the leaders allowed it. Those toxins that were buried there, they would not have been buried there if the leaders refused that. The leaders allowed that.
Who was leading the government at that time?
A lot of people from the northern region. Everybody has this mindset that if we develop, the government will actually neglect us. Hatutapata pesa ya misaada. So they are always playing victims.
Northeastern, I'm coming from the Northeastern, and we have gone a lot of abuse, and even the same everywhere that you step, there is a barriers, and those barriers who are working on those barriers are the soldiers that has been collected from the other provinces, okay, and whereby the local people are being called Shufta, are being called Al-Qaeda, are being called Al-Shabaab, are being called every kind of a name, being labeled on it. Okay? And where all these kind of Al-Qaeda, whatever, all of them, you know where the headquarters is?
No.
You know where the headquarters is?
No,
it's in New York. It's in New York. Mark my word.
Yeah?
In World Trade Center. The World Bank is there, IMF is there, all Al-Qaeda, whatever is there, and the second headquarters is in Doha, Qatar. It's being protected by the Western armies.
Yeah.
The first headquarters, New York.
Let me ask you, what do you think is holding the people from the northern region back in terms of development? What is holding them back?
There are quite a number of facts there.
Mm-hmm.
One thing is these people are from pastoralists, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Pastoralists, we're putting important, but I come that important things later. Remember, these people are pastoral. These pastoralists, every time, after 3, 4, 5 years, hizo katolia uma kidogo, ikichaja kidogo, when it produce enough, wanapata something called a cattle pasture, which is war. And that war is not from the law. The war is coming from outside. And everything, it will go away from one community to the other community. And those things, because we have it, army force, Western world army force, they depend on those things. Na hizi zinaenda outside of the country, the neighboring countries. It will go direct to the slaughterhouse. Inawekwa makepe, it will be transported outside. Okay? Juya, for example, kama when Rendile, in Borana, the cattle of Rendile, I have no place that to hold it. Because kwa hiyo mayaka yangu cannot hold thousands of Rendile's cattle. Neither mine cannot hold yours. So, kitu ile ina affect wa Somali, wa Borana, wa Burji, wa Murule, wa Dagodi, wa Turkana, Samburu, zote. It cannot hold all of us. So it goes somewhere. Mark my word, it goes somewhere. And the skin, it will go to Louis Vuitton and Gucci and so on, the skin. The rest, it will go to the factories and it has been transported. In 1 week, kila kitu zimeenda. And then later, you will claim me, I will claim you, and the other one will claim the Somali, the other one will claim the Rendile, the other one will claim the Borana, the other one will claim the Samburu, the other one will claim, and that's how we will be claiming each other. And serikali anakuja hapo kusema peace talk.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Keep constantly. Thank you so much, African lady. That was so insightful. And I hope you are an activist in those areas. Are you?
So right now, kitu moja mimi nataka niambie all of you. I'm one of the graduates from interdisciplinary study program. Okay. Interdisciplinary study means almost everything. Almost everything. And the Western world, farmers, those who are cattle cares, they are being included right now in university so that they can teach as a skills.
Okay.
Even though some of them don't know how to read, how to write, but they are professors. How to take good care of them. And then future, we will do all those things. Because we are not protecting our market, and we are not protecting our livestock, and we are not contributing to each other.
Man, I really wish you well in your fight for this. I know it's not an easy task to do, but yeah, you can change one individual after the other. The only thing that we need is awareness of self. Once we get the awareness, it becomes easier for us to change some of these things. But it's not easy. But do not stop. Keep changing lives for people in the northern region, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
Try our best. Thank you so much.
Amazing. This is amazing.
Thank you.
That was enlightening. Like, hey, there's a lot. Hey, where? But one of the things that I noted in that, did you realize when she said they will now, after all this has settled down, they will start blaming each other? The Rendiles are blaming the Samburus are blaming the Burjis are blaming the... Did you realize that? Yeah, and her being a woman, it's not easy to fight that in the northern region. Trust me, it's not easy. She can easily be actually taken out. So it's all about individual effort. What are you doing as a person to change these things? Because Once we've realized, if we become self-aware and we realize that actually this war is not ours. I'm not fighting somebody just because he's Burji, no. I'm fighting somebody because I've been sponsored and been weaponized to actually, so basically tribes has become a weapon. They have weaponized tribes. So now they are finding me, they come and incite me against you, and then they fund me, and then they go and incite the other person against me, and then they fund them. So when we fight, they take it all. Let me give you a good example. There's a place called 𝗦𝗨𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗚. There's a lot of gold in 𝗦𝗨𝗙, somewhere in just Marsabit County, and you realize that it was actually shown on a very prominent TV station when the gold mine collapsed and killed people. That place has a lot of gold, and people are actually there mining the gold. But unfortunately, when there comes to a time when there's a landslide or there's this gold mine collapsing, that's when it's actually brought about in the media. And then the government pretends that they don't know what is actually going on. Then they come and pour the soldiers there to just protect the area. And yet the same government starts to mine the same gold there. And they are protecting it not to be mined by the individuals who stayed there, but now it becomes gold for somebody in government. Same person who is now minister for that part was a minister for interior. So he simply sends the soldiers there to go and do all these things. The operations are done there, and every gold that is actually being taken away from there is his now. So they mask you, the media masks you. The media shows the emotional side of the story. You guys become emotional. Once it's out of the media, the government is there mining all this gold. And then they lie to you. They lie to the people there. You know what? You can't go here because of this and this and that. They are the same people who can actually bring in that landmine so that they can use that as a way of chasing out those natives who are actually going there to mine the gold, so that they can actually do it on themselves. It's just crazy. So there's a lot of injustices going around, and these injustices cannot be solved by us talking about these to the government. We cannot. These injustices have to start with you being self-aware, you overcoming these false identities, you understanding yourself. When you become self-aware, victimhood disappears. But you don't want that, right? You want to be a victim. You want to blame somebody for making you a single mother when you're the one who actually made the decision to move in with this guy without appropriate channels. You decided this guy you'll do a come we stay in pipeline, as you say, people. And I've seen somebody saying in pipeline, people even put a motorcycle in the house because it's so congested. So you decide to move in with somebody. When you move in with somebody and then they get you pregnant and then they disappear, now you blame them instead of blaming yourself for taking the shortcut to life. Oh guys, I realized the contraceptive business is a huge business out here. So women are being pushed into the economical world to work. Not because they want to work, no, because somebody knows that they can actually use a lot of effort from these women and manipulate them so easily. So they are given hormonal contraceptives so they can actually stay at work for longer without giving birth. They know as they give them these hormonal contraceptives, at the end of the process, these women will bring in depression. And that's a multi-billion-dollar industry again. And then the same women are actually pushed into abortion. And you've seen in the West, abortion is actually now, there are lawyers, there are doctors who are specialized just for abortion. There are rules and laws that are being made by weak men to actually justify abortion. And I see every time a woman is in my inbox and my DM, and some of the messages are being sent on my office line. Daktari, I'm 8 months pregnant. I want to get rid of this thing because the father has refused. I have 3 weeks pregnant. I just realized that. Please, do you do abortions? I'm like, hey, young girl, realize this. You have to carry that baby. If you come to me and you think I'm going to do an abortion, that's not my role. I'm going to make sure you give birth. I get this at least 5 messages a day on the office line. So women are being pushed into abortions, and this abortion, the fetus that come from this are actually being collected. Do you ever ask yourself where the fetus goes after abortion in hospitals? You think they just put in that red paper and thrown away, or they are incinerated? Did you see the study that I put up on Telegram that was actually showing that in the West, abortion is now a business? So there's a company that is actually associated with the fizzy drink industry, and its role is just to collect these fetuses, aborted fetuses. So they collect them and then they go and harness some chemicals from these fetuses, which they use as flavorants in those fizzy drinks that you people drink. Nobody's talking about that. Everybody's just trying to actually mask it and say, you know what, if I don't want to get a child, it's okay, I need to abort. And they're being pushed so hard, just the same way the LGBTQ agenda is being pushed so hard in the throats, that a woman must have a choice of when to give birth. So they must have a choice of when to give birth, but they can have a choice to have sex without protection, right? Kumbe hata si hawa wanawake, it's not the women, no. It is the food industry that's actually coming in handy to make sure that women are on hormonal contraceptives and women are actually undergoing abortions. They are funding these doctors. You've even seen we have gay pastors and gay priests. Have you seen that? Imagine. Hey, Hail Mary. The other day, do Catholics appoint or elect a pope? I don't know. Whichever the case, they appointed / elected a pope. And from where I come from, we normally know that priests don't have these sexual affairs. That's what we know, at least. If you say this one is a priest, a Catholic priest, this one with sex, that way. And now we have gay priests. So not only did priests start having the sex, they decided to go for the exits. Hey, I know there are gay pastors here and there are gay priests watching this live. Shame on you. Shame on you. Hey, you can. Hey. And these are the people who have actually been bestowed on. Hey, I think we should end this show. You're there. Hey, just looking at men in your church and trying to look at the beards, and you're like, hey. This guy, this guy looks, this guy is sexy. Wewe. And then you want us to actually say that, you know what, God loves everybody. God loves us the same. I understand that. But yes, God loves you, but you have the spirit of evil dominating you. You've not allowed God to work with you. So you want to play a victim so that we can actually allow you to be what you're being. I'm watching with my wife, bro. Hey, pole. Pole, bana. But it's a good thing. What is your wife a priest? Because kama wife ni priest, na nimechoma. Hey, no. But you see, wives cannot be priests. So this is a message directed to the priests. I understand that morals are things that actually been made by human beings, but you have actually taken the authority to pass morals to people. Therefore, you must take responsibility. And therefore, me as a person who has actually seen the light, I will not sit in a church and listen to a gay pastor. Let's be honest. No way. And have you ever realized that people who are under the umbrella, they are so emotional? Have you ever realized that? You cannot run a conversation with them satisfactorily. Why are you so emotional? Why are you afraid of challenges? Why are you afraid of being questioned? If actually you're doing the right thing, you should stand up and just have a conversation. Why do you become so emotional when you ask critical questions? Why do you become angry when I tell you, hey, do you want a family? You say, yes, I want a family, I'll adopt children. Then I ask you, from who? Why do you become emotional? Whose children are you going to adopt? When you have a womb and you don't want to use it. When you have, hey, you're wasting the seed in the exit. Chasing a thrill of an ejaculation doesn't make sense to me at all. Ladies and gentlemen, we've done about 2 hours, 30 minutes. We have to take a rest. And of course, those of you who are actually walking us through these both physical, mental, and spiritual journey, we are on a 48-hour fast, we started at 7, all the way to Sunday at 7 p.m. So you can join in to just enjoy this spiritual aspect of life, because fasting cleans your soul, fasting cleans your spirit, fasting reconnects you with your creator. So do the fast, go and join it. Okay, so yes, they say don't point. By the way, I had prepared something about the church and how priests play victims. And you know what, we are being attacked because we are saying the truth. We are being attacked because whoever says a tree that bears fruits is the one that actually receives the stones. I'm like, don't sell us that nonsense. Don't tell us that nonsense. Teach us the gospel that is going to actually change our lives for the better. How can I come to church and then come out with the same problems I came in with? Identity Fridays is better than your church. Identity Friday is better than your church. Therefore, we must call this a fellowship. So thank you so much for fellowshipping with us on this Friday. We wish you the best. As you walk through the weekend, take care of yourself. Your health is your first wealth. On Monday, we'll be here at the same time, same period, but different channel. Health and Wellness Spot on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Dr. 𝗦𝗨𝗙𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗛𝗛 will be here sharing his nuggets of wisdom on health matters. On Fridays, we'll also be here doing the same thing, but on this platform, Uncle Chile. So if you've not subscribed on this channel, consider to do that. Just go on YouTube and search Uncle Chile and subscribe. We are at 1,960 something people. Go there and make it 2,000. That's an amazing transition. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being patient with us. Even when the lights started misbehaving, you still stood up and you are here up to now. So I bless you. I pray that you can actually go and forgive your mother to overcome her identity. Go and forgive your father to overcome his weaknesses. Through that, you'll get your own identity, and through that, you will overcome the victim mindset. Thank you so much for all of you who have liked the live, who have shared it, who have gifted us. It's a pleasure having you here. I pray that the Lord that showed me light can actually come to you and show you light so that you can actually live on heaven on earth. Remember this, that the kingdom is here and is right now. The kingdom is here and is right now. The Spirit of God is inside you, and the spirit of evil is being taught to you by people. So therefore, overcome your thoughts because they are evil and allow the Spirit of God to work with you. An amazing life. Have a good night and see you tomorrow in the morning as we go for the morning run. See ya.